Hi guys, my name is Natalia Wiechowski and I'm here today with Nazim Agabekov, who is my consultant, my coach, the person who helped me scaling my business to the next level. I know that he doesn't like to be named a coach, but he's so much more than just a sales or a lead consultant. He's a mentor, he's an amazing human being, but we're going to talk about that in a second. So
Thank you, Natalia. Thanks for introducing me in such an amazing way, and I'm glad we're sitting in this room recording this video.
Yeah, you're most welcome. I mean, when I approached you, I had a huge problem because I was doing one-on-one coaching and the whole coaching was based on the strategy of hope, which is not really a strategy. So I did my content, I had my speaking gigs, but I was heavily relying on people approaching me. And I believed in a strategy be so amazing that people cannot ignore you, which was great. But I realized that I'm heavily dependent on the mood of people, on the algorithm, and that didn't allow me to build a lifestyle that I want. I also wanted to maybe move to a new country, but I was paralyzed because my income, my money was dependent on, well, when will people get back to me? And I was so afraid of being salesy. And I didn't have a system at all. And then actually a common friend told me about you. And then I reached out and I was like, is this the right person for me? And yes, he was.
Yeah, we started working around February, March. Yeah, I remember I went onto your LinkedIn, and Natalia is a LinkedIn expert for those who don't know, leading expert in Europe and one of the best in the world. Best in the world. And when I went to your LinkedIn, I couldn't believe my eyes. So many people were following you, and I was like, man, she was probably bawling hard, right? And she just needs a few corrections, a few tweaks to optimize her business. But then when we spoke, you basically told me that you had this big problem and you needed to automate things. And one of the things we talked about was basically shifting more towards a group coaching model, which is more scalable, and it's actually more effective, or at least as effective as the one-on-one, which is most people think one-on-one is the best, but group coaching is pretty good as well. And this is what we worked on.
It's better, right? Like the feedback that I got from my clients, it's so much better because you have the accountability, you build a tribe, you have a beautiful time together, you turn into a family, and it's super scalable and it's better for your business. So thanks for opening my eyes.
Sure. So when we started, I think you had multiple things you wanted to fix in business, which was number one was lead gen. Like, how were you generating these leads before we spoke?
So I was creating content on a daily basis, maybe 2 times, 3 times, and then people would approach me, send me a direct message on LinkedIn, and they say, hey Natalia, so how does it work? Or how can I get coached by you? And I would just get them on the phone and say, let's have a phone conversation. And then I would send them an offer, and most of the cases never hear from them. So this is how it usually worked, yeah.
Yeah, so from what I remember, what we decided to do was we basically built a very simple funnel for you, simple but very effective, with a very specific offer. One thing that we also, I think, decided on is your positioning, where we say, okay, LinkedIn, not just to gain some followers, but actually connected that to a big promise, a big pain point, or a big goal that your customers wanted to achieve. Because you're not as amazing you are and as deep your knowledge is in LinkedIn marketing, you're not in the LinkedIn information business, right? You're doing that, that's amazing, but in my opinion, with that knowledge, you're moving people to reach their higher goals, business goals, life goals, freedom goals, right? So, and one of the biggest aspects of selling and converting people, enrolling people as clients, is really connecting your abilities and your knowledge to a bigger goal, a more painful pain point or problem that your clients or your prospects have. And I think we dialed that positioning on that page. And what happened after that, after we launched that funnel?
Well, I think we started with a positioning how I thought would make the most sense, and we tested that for quite a bit, and then we realized, well, let's have a look at what people actually say. So we went deeper and had a look at the applications, and then we realized we're doing it wrong. we need to change the way how we phrase it, right? And then after we change that positioning, which is super awesome because I didn't sign up for that. I thought he just builds a system and everything's done. But you helped me with the repositioning. You helped me seeing things that I took for granted, because that's how it always is. You can be the best in your field, but you have this inside blindness. So you helped me with the repositioning. And we got a system in a sense that, first of all, people would apply, so they had to go through a form, which I think is also brilliant from a first perception on impression perspective, right? And you also filter people out, because there are quite a few people in the beginning who just applied because, I don't know, maybe they were bored or something. So for me, that was a huge perception in the way how I work, but also the way how I'm perceived. And then making sure that I get phone calls on a daily basis was also very new for me. And there was a lot of ego involved, because I wasn't sure. It's like, nah, I'm better than that. I just need a sales guy. And you're like, no, sit down. You need to do it on your own first. You need to understand your brand. You need to understand what kind of problems people have. And then, you helped me learning how to understand people, how to listen, how to care. You helped me becoming a great salesperson, because I was ridiculously afraid of it, and I selling people or closing people on the phone was a nightmare for me, and it's like, that's the last thing I want to do. But you told me a way that feels natural and that feels good, and people are grateful for the time that they spent with me. Like, even if we decided to not work together, and even if we just decided to spend 50 minutes together, they sent me thank you emails after that, because I just asked them 5 questions, but these questions were so deep, they never thought about them. Right. So we added so much value, even with people who do not end up as customers. And I think this is phenomenal, because people talk about it. They talk it to their friends, to their families. So that was, a game changer.
So 2 important points that you brought up. First of all, let's touch on the sales. I'm not a sales coach, okay? I'm not a sales coach, sales mentor. I think there are plenty of other sales mentors. But the reason, after not to blow my horn, but the reason my clients are getting good at sales after consulting with me is because I basically shine a new light at the sales process, and it's a very altruistic, kind of like you're the fiduciary of your client, of your audience. You're their honest advisor they can trust and they can rely on you, right? Not this predatory way of looking at things, you know. And sometimes I go back to dating, right? With you dating. With dating, right? If a man likes a woman and he approaches her, if he wants something from her, if he needs that she goes out on a date with him or whatever, it's not going to work as well as if he just presents himself, he's funny, he shares value, he's genuinely interested in her, and that is going to impress her, right? And so it's going to work a lot better. So pretty sure in your experiences you know how that works. But yeah, sales is the same process. If you're sharing value, and even when it comes to closing, you're closing not because you need the money or that it's another kind of like a point that you gain or that you can brag about, but you close it because you know that your prospect needs your help, and the only way he's going to get your help is if he signs up for your services. And yes, he needs to pay money for that. I mean, that's how the economy works. I mean, they're not giving away food in the supermarket, you pay for it. So why would your time be free? That's number one. Second thing that I think you brought up, an important thing, is that we repositioned you, right? And one of the biggest, and I want to kind of like make it not an announcement, but I want to address this big problem in the market and industry right now, is people are selling funnels, and they're selling like click funnels, to which I love click funnels, but when you're just selling click funnels as means to an end, where this is an end-all be-all solution, where it's just a very great but still a landing page tool, a website tool. Most people are selling the click funnels, but in reality, marketing is positioning. Marketing is really educating yourself on general principles of marketing, and also diving deep into clients' businesses and really figuring out what their audience needs and how we can present it in the best way, in the best light, which is a trial and error process. It's obviously, it's very easy to kind of like templatize this process of ClickFunnels, this and that, and then sell it as an end-all be-all solution, and people are going to buy because people are generally not very well educated in marketing. But that's not the right thing to do, in my opinion. That's not marketing, at least. So repositioning is also very important.
Yeah, and beyond that, I mean, we also talked about HR. We talked about when do I hire the next person and what kind of traits does that person need. And it was also about how do you deal with frustrations, right? Because you made me eat a lot of dirt. But this is how you grow. This is how you get out of the comfort zone. And, you know, you could also see in my body language when I didn't resonate or when I was scared, and you helped me addressing these things and talk about these things that were painful and dealing with the rejections and finding out my own message. And what I really liked is that we figured out a way. So a lot of people, as you said, would say, this is the system, this is the template, that's what you need to do. So we started with an idea and we were flexible and we found a solution that fits my brand and that feels so natural that nobody feels offended or says, oh, that's annoying, or you're just trying to sell or whatever. It just feels incredibly natural and authentic, and it fits my style, and I don't feel bad doing it, because a lot of people are afraid of actually touching that topic. And I see that a lot in my conversations right now with my clients. They say, oh, I want to be an influencer, I want to be great on LinkedIn, but I don't want to sell. I'm like, wait, maybe we need to talk about that. Maybe your perception of sales is a little bit, could be challenged.
Right. Yeah, and going back to the same point that you said about HR, and we're having a consulting day with Natalia in this room now. We're discussing our plans for 2020, and one of the points is hiring a salesperson, right, who's going to take some of the sales workload off of your schedule, and so you can actually focus on the things that you're best at, and most important, things that you enjoy actually in life and in business. And this is another big part of running a coaching business. Is not just leads and ads. And I think I tell you and all other clients, people see my testimonials and case studies, go to my website, and there's always Facebook ads and YouTube ads and Google ads. But there's so much more to coaching than that, coaching and consulting businesses. It's a real business with multiple departments. And over the years of working with the coaches and taking them to 7 figures, multiple 7, a lot more to multiple 6-figure levels, I realized that I started as a lead generation person, as a media buyer in a way, but very soon I realized that there are other way more important things that also need to be fixed. It's the who you hire, right, or the cash flow, or the sales processes, or how you process the leads. Very important. How you price your program, something also that we discussed, or what follows after your 2-month or 3-month coaching program, and how you can basically 2x your bottom line by still bringing massive value to your clients and still supporting them on their journeys and stuff like that. I feel like people are selling the shiny object. In a way, I am also selling a shiny object, right? Because I have a media agency department of my business. We're running traffic, but I myself also understand and contribute in my clients' businesses this very important work of also working on different departments, not just leads, which is very important still. And to be honest with you, if your leads are not dialed in, nothing else matters. I'll tell you that much. But in your case, leads are pretty decent. So we're actually looking at how we can scale things further, how we can get more leads, but also in a way where it's based on a very solid structure, where you have basically multiple pillars in your business that are supporting you, different sources of leads, right? You do your LinkedIn organic, we do paid ads, Facebook, we're doing Instagram, we're going to add Google and YouTube. So that's one pillar or a few pillars. Another pillar is your positioning. The third pillar is the people you hire, and so on and so forth. So
no, absolutely. I mean, I literally got so much more out of our collaboration, our work that I signed up for. And I didn't know what I knew I wanted a system and I know that I wanted leads, but I had no clue what I could expect from you. And as you said, it was like I got the whole package from you. And for me, again, like, you don't call yourself a coach, but I think you have the qualities of somebody who is a coach, who's very emotionally intelligent, who's very deep, who picks up on vibes even through messages. So I like literally thank you so much, because without you, I wouldn't have achieved that.
Thank you. And I'm very much looking forward to what we're going to do in 2020. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, I mean, thanks for watching this video. And yeah, cool.